Jay, we did this a little bit on the TV show last week. We only had 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So we got a little longer now, and I want to dive back into this.
It's a great topic, Mike.
With Bull here. The NFL is going to implement, for the preseason, some digital spotting technology that, in theory, could replace the chain gang in the NFL. And if it works, they're going to vote on it, and it may get implemented for the regular season. We went back and forth real quick in a 2-minute TV segment last week, but it wasn't enough time to dive truly into this, so I'll pass it back to you guys.
Bull should start, because
Bull.
G and I talked about this a little bit.
Are you anti-chain gang?
I've already got the 411 on where you guys stand, and I got to say something about Mike. He is high. I mean, he's absolutely high. When this conversation came up, I don't know if he was doing heroin. I don't know if it was opium. He went to some opium den or something.
He was just out of his mind.
Now, they got to make sure it's right. They got to make sure the technology is accurate.
100% accurate. It can't be 98%.
No.
It's got to be 100% foolproof.
But if they can somehow make sure that it's 100% accurate, this is phenomenal news. I hate that. It's the dumbest thing ever that we have self-driving cars, Jay. My buddy just told me he bought a Tesla, and it's a self-driving car. He doesn't hold the wheel. He's going around his little hillbilly town in Pennsylvania with no hands on the steering wheel. And we have two old guys on the sideline holding poles and a chain, and they're taking out credit cards to measure sometimes. This is the stupidest thing I ever heard. We have technology. We need to use it. We've talked about it with all sports. If they can get this right, this is awesome. Because let's face it, especially on those plays where there's the pileup of humanity in the middle.
Right.
You don't even know where the hell the ball is.
You can't see the ball.
You have no idea.
And you know what? I think we misguided the direction of the argument last week, and a little bit here. We're putting it on chain gang or technology.
Right.
I don't blame the chain gang. The chain gang is instructed to do what they do.
The officials don't know where the hell the ball is. They're guessing.
It's the line judge. These guys.
That's right.
And to your point, on goal line dives.
Yes.
You can't even see the football.
You have no idea.
So how do we know where it went? You have to rely on a higher source of technology.
That's right.
Some sort of laser beam, and that chip passes it this much, then it passed it.
Beautiful.
And nobody has to unpile bodies and see where the ball eventually landed. Here's the thing, and I thought of this after the argument, and this is the mic drop for me. You got to be a tennis fan to get this. If you're not, you won't.
Oh, they've been doing this for 20 years.
Watch any French Open's going on today.
VAR.
Watch tennis, and they've got this replay figured out. It's all technology. Within 3 seconds of the disputed call, everybody in Roland Garros or the New York tennis facility, wherever you are, Arthur Ashe, wherever you are, within 3 seconds, everybody sees it on the big screen where the ball landed in real time. And everybody at home on the viewing audience. Now go back and watch, I don't know, Borg McEnroe, July 4th, Wimbledon, 1979.
Yeah, right.
And watch how much time from that 5-set marathon was dedicated to complaining about calls.
Especially John McEnroe with his curly hair. He's up there like, what's going on?
You cannot be serious.
He was funny, though.
It was great entertainment.
He's breaking wooden rackets.
Now, to that, I loved those. I loved those disputes.
Yeah.
Just like I loved Earl Weaver, nobody in our audience will understand
Billy Martin.
Just how I love a manager comes storming out of the dugout on a tirade. Like, those moments are gone from baseball history.
Yes.
They're gone.
Finished.
Because there's a crew that calls it, they send it to New York or New Jersey, they look at it and they say, nope, out or safe. And there's no arguing now. It's technology. And that's where, in these football games, where these games are decided by these calls, by the way, many games in the past have been decided on spots.
Yep.
The Browns, I can think off the top of my head, 4 games that they absolutely had snatched from them because they got a bad spot, either for or against them, or, I mean, whether they were on offense or defense, but they all went against them. Fix this. And if you have the technology to do it, and you hit I think the salient point here is it has to be foolproof.
Even if you can't start it for another 2 years or 3 years.
Get the technology right.
It's got to be right. Once you got it right, that's it.
Now, here's the thing. Yeah. They don't need to just look at that. They need to look at spotting the ball.
Well, that's what this is all about.
Yeah.
Because when you get guys that the ref is looking down the line of scrimmage, right? And then when the guy lands and he's down, you got guys running in. Like, you're not running in a straight line.
Right.
You're weaving back and forth.
just crazy.
And then you grab the ball, and then you're like, well, let me just move it back 2 inches.
And we're watching on
That's
TV
not
like,
exact.
he moved an inch, whatever.
I know. And listen, an inch can make the difference of
That's
a
right.
first down or a turnover, which can make the difference in winning or losing a game, particularly when this happens late. Here's my dream of the NFL future, okay? That every single play, the ball is spotted by this technology.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Every single play. So if it's 1st and goal or 1st and 10 from the 25, and you get a 4-yard pickup and it's 4.5 yards, you don't have to rely on that sideline judge to come running in and then move it to the hash mark, and maybe he walked forward, maybe he walked back.
Yeah.
Where is the ball? And my hope is that technology will say the nose of the ball is to be spotted at the 24.2 yard line.
in digital,
Yes.
clear,
Digital.
crisp.
Increments of millimeters.
It's just and then if you move too far, it makes a loud noise.
That's it.
And
And once you have new technology, there's always a little time of adjustment, but it's great. Anything to make the game more accurate, to me, is better for the sport.
I agree. Now, Mike, now that you've heard Bull's argument and we piled on you again, you get the chance for a rebuttal here.
I have a very simple rebuttal.
Okay.
And I'm asking G. I'm talking to G. Bush here. Jay, Bull, respectively. This is me and a G conversation.
Okay,
G,
go.
what do Browns fans love most in the world?
wins.
What do Browns fans love second most in the world?
Beer.
In football terms.
Beer might be one.
The other AFC North teams taking L's.
Yeah.
And number 3, and this is what I'm looking for. Number 3, complaining about the refs. If we have digital technology spotting the ball perfectly,
There's still plenty of other things
what are we
going to
complain about?
Late hits, holding calls,
Jay,
offsides.
Personal foul.
The hip drag tackle
I can
flag.
see
That's
this
coming.
And you know it's coming to
catastrophic.
Cleveland.
And it's not just Browns. It's all fans. I'm just using Browns fans because we're talking about Cleveland football show here.
Mike,
But
there's still...
you are going to lose a dynamic element of the game, which
We'll
is the
find other
drama
things
that
to
comes with the chain
bitch
gang
about.
coming out and not knowing if it's half a yard short, if it's one chain link. The drama and the camaraderie you build with your friends watching games as you
That's
guys
absurd.
live or die
Mike,
on the ever half of a yard of football.
So there will never be another pass interference call to scream and yell about?
But spots,
Well,
You
two
still-
things, Mike.
drama.
Number one, to me personally, the thing I least like about sports is complaining about officials. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's the least interesting thing to me. Number two, Jay suggested, and I agree, that they should spot the ball in theory every play with this technology, which I agree.
I actually do agree with that part.
In a
I
game,
agree
how
with
many
that part.
plays are there, roughly, in a game?
150?
120.
Let's say there's 120 plays. On average, how many times do they bring out the chain gang?
6?
4 or 5,
Four?
yeah.
All right, so that's what? 5%, maybe?
Yeah, but you
Little
know what?
less.
It's probably not even 4.
Okay, so let's say 97% of the time you're not bringing out the chain gang. So it's only affecting your drama, I guess, 3% of the time.
That's
So
what makes
a
it
great
better,
point,
is
Bull.
when it comes up, it's a play that you know is
But here's the other
consequential to
thing.
the outcome of the game.
Look how many games have been decided on 4th and inch tries when you didn't see the football, the cameras didn't see the football.
Right.
God knows where it is at the bottom of that pile. If there is a laser that spots on the field the furthest point of the tip of the football and where that managed to reach, and you drop the ball right there, if it's on the goal line, it's a touchdown.
That's it.
There's no more. Let me ask before we wrap this up, because I don't know that we've ever had this conversation. Maybe we have. The equivalent to me, but it's even more dramatic, is the strike zone in baseball. Do you want the automated strike zone?
I still like the umpires.
I don't.
You'd still have to have a home plate umpire,
Of course.
to be there.
You would, yes.
But I want, again, just like my last point, has to be this even more so.
Perfect.
The accuracy has to be perfect, no exceptions.
But the thing is,